So you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to cover the new AN-94 in Call of Duty Warzone for Season 5. This weapon is available at level 31 of the Battle Pass, and it's a weapon that I really am very fond of in the Call of Duty series. Now, for those of you who have been playing Call of Duty for long enough, you will remember this first iteration of this particular weapon in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which a lot of you hold as one of the best Call of Duties to ever grace the scene. Now, in that particular game, it was definitely looked upon as a god tier weapon, and what we're going to do today is try and ascertain whether it's worth you guys using it, and we're also going to give you a best class setup. That's the intention of today's video. So let's start off with a few stats for the AN-94. So in terms of the damage profile, this does a 46 headshot, 34 for the upper torso, 34 for the stomach, and then 29 for the limbs. So that equates to a 3 to 6 shot kill, 4 to 9, 5 to 12, and 6 to 14. In terms of the RPM, it's 560. However, one of the unique features of the AN-94 is that it shoots out its first 3 bullets faster than the ones that follow. So this, if you manipulate it like a burst rifle and keep tapping after those first 3 bullets, you can get the RPM up to around 900 per minute, but the trade-off for that is you have to be severely accurate, and it's just, in terms of consistency, something I don't see happening for this weapon. So already we're starting to see a few downfalls. In terms of reload time, it takes 2.22 seconds, and in the ADS time is 230 milliseconds, and the movement speed is 93%. So if I show you this particular chart of the assault rifles that we have on offer in Warzone right now, then you will see already the AN-94 seems to fall down the pecking order. Now, me personally, after using this for a good few hours yesterday, it just seemed to be good 1 minute and then bad the next, and there was a lot of, depending on what assault rifle somebody else was using, I would often lose that gunfight. And me personally, in my opinion, if you're lucky enough to own the CR56, then I don't know why you would take the AN-94 over the CR56. I think it's the far superior assault rifle in every aspect. And I know a lot of people's complaint of the CR56 is that it only has a 45 round magazine at the maximum, but it can take 2 shots to kill people, so it kind of negates that. It's got a better rounds per minute, and it's also got a bit of reload speed. The only kind of factor that is slower in terms of the AN-94 versus the CR56, the CR56 takes 260 milliseconds to get down sight. But let's go back to the AN-94 and let's talk a bit about the attachments that you may want to utilize if you're still somebody that thinks to yourself, I like being off meta and I like being the outlier in the game. So let's head over to the class setup for the AN-94. Now, the first thing we need to address on this weapon is I think it has some really bad iron sights. I'm really surprised they didn't choose to bring over the iron sights straight from Black Ops 2. They were perfect. There was no need for a red dot in my personal opinion, but this little bar at the back, this iron canted bar, I just don't understand why it's there. It really makes it quite difficult to acquire targets, and for that reason we are going to attach a optic. Now, for me, I would utilize the GI mini reflex usually, but I believe this weapon will get beaten out by a lot of other weapons, especially up close and personal, and for that reason we're going to put on the VLK 3x zoom optic. Now, I believe it was Exclusive Ace that said there is a hidden benefit with this particular optic where it reduces the likes of recoil, so that will be beneficial towards what we're going to try and do with this weapon. In terms of the muzzle, we all know what I'm going to put on, the monolithic suppressor. The less said about that, the better. Now, we have 3 barrels to choose from in terms of the AN-94. The factory 330mm, which is one I would only put on in the multiplayer aspect of the game. I feel like it really complements the AN-94, but we're talking about Warzone here. Now, you have the choice of the 438mm, which gives you all those benefits: damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control, or you have the Scylla, which doesn't give you the recoil control, but you don't get the penalization of the movement speed. But me personally, I just feel out of the two, I like this one a lot better, especially when you're talking about people with armor at a longer range. In terms of the underbarrel, now my favorite grip, you guys know, is the Merc 4 grip, but I just don't feel that it complements the AN-94 as well as the Commando 4 grip. There's just something about the side-to-side oscillation that definitely needs cancelling out, and I believe the recoil pattern is easy enough to control yourself. So in terms of ammunition, we're going to put the 60 round casket mag on, and that will be your setup for Call of Duty Warzone with the AN-94. So to conclude and summarize, I think it's a pretty average weapon, and it's disappointed for me anyway, because this is a god tier weapon in my eyes from Call of Duty history, and it's definitely been muted just a little bit for Call of Duty Warzone. Now, is that a bad thing? I don't personally believe it's a bad thing, because it shows that even those of you who don't have the battle pass aren't necessarily going to get bombed on by people who have chose to buy the battle pass. And in a way, it's something where I'm not going to say it's pay to win, because the model isn't pay to win now, but there's no real advantage for anyone who's gone out there and purchased tiers to get this weapon before you, and that is a good thing, isn't it, really? But it's slightly disappointing as a weapon for me. And for those of you who are just fans of the weapon itself, it's going to be nice for you to get out there and utilize it. But me personally, if I was running this, it would be with this class setup, and as my secondary, I would definitely rock a SMG, or as Trakky always rocks, the FAL is currently the meta for me. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but a like and subscribe button, I hope they tick your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.